Hello everyone. So today I'll be discussing the flat earth psychology. Let's see something here real quick. Okay, everything's working. Alright. So I'm going to be examining the flat earth belief system and the conspiracy theory, of course, and what really what I mean to say is, what are the problems with the flat earth psychology? That's basically what this video is about. And how it's not necessarily founded on scientific principles as they claim, and it's not even really about questioning things critically either, as they would like us to believe. Because they want us to believe that, we're using critical thinking to come to this conclusion, but are they really doing that? That's something to think about, and I'm going to dive right into that in this video. So the model that they use for the flat earth, and of course if you look at the flat earth models, they don't always agree on it, and it doesn't really have any predictive power at all. It doesn't explain adequately, and saying that is actually almost like I'm being nice. Really, it's not even close to adequate. The reality that we're in, it doesn't explain the reality that we're in. And the thing is, they often say, well, if you look at observation, you can tell if the earth is flat. Are you sure about that? They also say the sun can't be 93 million miles away. That's ridiculous. That's beyond my comprehension. It can't possibly be that far away. That kind of argument that they tend to make. However, they don't realize that the sun can be that far away if you account for the mass of the object. For example, you can see a flashlight from a distance if it's turned on, and you can see it from even a greater distance if the object is taller and especially larger. Well, that's the same way with the sun. It is way larger than the earth is. And so the larger it is, the greater distance the light it emits can travel. And that's what they don't understand. Because even though, it may be extremely far away, sure, but it's not really hard to believe if you account for the mass of the sun. But then again, they think that it just can't be true. And the thing is, while the sun is about, really the exact math that's been, it says that it's about 864,400 miles. Of course, if you round it up, it's, I'm sorry, I misremembered. That is the size of the sun. The size of the sun. And it's 109 times the diameter of the earth. But yeah, that's, and it's, of course, 93 million miles away. The point I'm trying to make is, none of this is a problem, as long as you realize that what determines the distance of the light's travel also is relative to the size of the object it's being emitted from. That's all I'm trying to say, and unfortunately, other people, like the flat earthers, they think that often they even sometimes, some of them, not all of them, say that math is a lie, science is a lie. And this is kind of the more of the extreme flat earth conspiracy theorists, and that's something that I won't be addressing in this video, because that's a whole nother level of conspiracy theory, and it's more along the lines of denialism than ever, and it's not really something that can be um, addressed, at least not directly. You can try to, I guess, talk to these people, try to see, is it really logical to think in that way? Because what is the point? But anyway, what I also want to touch on is that they often say that Antarctica is a circle, ice wall surrounding the Earth. But doesn't that contradict Earth having an edge? Because they often say, well, Earth has got an edge. Really? Because wouldn't that mean it would have to have corners? Which they often, and this brings me up to the next thing. This is my favorite part. Mythology proves the Earth is flat. Okay. Well, that's going to contradict your models, isn't it? Because it says that it has 4 corners. So which is it? Is it a goddamn circle? Or does it have some 4 corners on it? Which one is it? And if it does have, and if it were to have 4 corners on it instead, is it because we're actually on the side of a rectangle? Or are we on a or are we on a triangle, or on the side of a triangle? Because each side has 4 corners. That's something. That's something they need to think about if they're going to use mythology to prove their flat Earth models. Anyway, and the way they think about it is, okay, everything NASA and the government says is a lie. Okay? And they do it for money. They do it for money, right? Well, I mean, with that kind of logic, someone like me could go out there and say, well, then flat earthers and NASA and the government are all lying for money and attention, and what's going on here is that Earth is a square. Now what? And I can use mythology and some other absurdities to prove my point, and I'll just have about as much of the same logic as a flat earther, and we get nowhere. Circular argument. So that's something that I'm hoping if someone's a flat earther and watches this video thinks about, because when you just think about it for a bit, what is the point of lying over the shape of the Earth? Then you might send me a link to a YouTube video or something like that gives reasons about why would they be doing that. Some religious flat earthers will say, well, it's to hide God. Okay, it's to hide God. Or as to hide land. Okay. How do you know? First off, you have to prove that the Earth is flat. And then, it gets like good luck getting past step 1. And then step 2, you would have to demonstrate the reason of why they're lying. So how do you know that is the correct reason why they are lying? That's what I'm trying to get here. That's what I'm trying to ask. And every time I've asked, I've gotten no good answers about that. None. They can't provide one answer to that question that I've seen yet that has evidence to it and can prove that point. Anyway, when I look at the flat Earth thing, it looks like denialism to me. Because I guarantee you, if the government and NASA said Earth was flat instead of a sphere, if scientists said that too, the very people that think the Earth is flat would be saying Earth is a globe right now. They would be, because their logic is everything that comes out of those organizations is a lie. So if the whole thing was in reverse, we would be seeing a globe Earth movement instead of a flat Earth movement. And that's the point I was trying to make. That I am not just trying, am making in this video. This was not one of the best videos I've ever made. But I think I got my point across, and as long as that is the case, and I think I did, I think people understand what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. I might remake this video just so I can sound better, but I think I'll end up just keeping it the way it is. Thanks for watching. Like and share it. I'll see you guys later.